Using a brush with some pressure, you can add the leaves one by one. Draw a gray circle, and then dab it with white. And added some leaves. Aren't they adorable? The key elements of today's drawing are gold, rattan, and wood. It's like a style a princess would use. Beautiful bathtubs always have a wooden tray like this. Shall we place one candle on the tray? Body care products in brown bottles. I drew one and duplicated it. Hello, it's Bella Land. Today I'm going to try drawing lovely bathroom accessories. I've roughly sketched it out beforehand and set up the layout like this. Now let's draw step by step. I prefer a more romantic feel rather than a modern style bathroom, so I chose this mirror. I'll add some color to this mirror, shaped like a window. When drawing multiple lines, starting from the top doesn't always match the perspective perfectly. So I draw one line at the top, one at the bottom, and then the middle like this. Let me work on the frame first. And add some gray color inside. I'll also draw some clean white towels. I'll add some overall color to give the feeling of stacked towels, and I'll draw a chair underneath the towels. I drew it a bit differently from the picture, expressing it with chair legs that narrow as they go down. For the folded towels, I added grey lines to simplify the look. Next, let's draw a pretty ivy plant that could hang on the bathroom wall. I'll represent a rattan pot. And now that it's hanging up, let's add some more strings. Like this. Let's also add some longer stems. Different from the picture, just however I think looks pretty. Next, using a brush with some pressure, you can add the leaves one by one. A brush with a pointed end would be ideal. The more leaves there are, the prettier it will be. Make sure to draw them sufficiently. To avoid awkwardness, I'll change the colors slightly. I've added some stripes to give it a rattan basket feel. Now, let's draw a hand towel as well. I'll paint it in white, giving it a folded and hanging feel. I'll depict the ring in gold. Draw the hanging part, add some simple shading, and express the folded feel with grey. I'm thinking of adding one more cute item, even though it's not in the picture. Since I'm just imagining and drawing it, I'll draw a pine tree like this. Draw a grey circle, and then dab it with white. While searching for pictures, I found this vanity to be really beautiful. The shape is lovely, and the inclusion of a flower drawing is charming, so I thought I must draw this. This is the item I like the most in this drawing. First, I'll express the shading in grey, painting over the area where the herbs go. Simply, I'll add a bit more shading. Since the grey is a bit too intense, I'll add some white for a slight highlight. And now, let's draw the flowers. Regardless of the picture, I'll place them where I want. I've also given them a color variation and added some leaves. Aren't they adorable? Now, let's draw the faucet in gold. In beautiful interiors, there are always lots of plants. So I'll draw one more plant this time. Color the rattan basket. And it usually has handles on both sides like this. And then color it to give it depth. And add rattan stripes. Add a bit of brightness to some areas. I'm planning to draw the plants with a pointed shape, a bit different from the photo. If I follow the photo exactly, it seems like it would overlap with the ivy drawn above, so I'm going to draw it differently. I'll add lighting on both sides of the mirror. Gold again. The key elements of today's drawing are gold, rattan, and wood. They're my favorite items. So I'll draw one and duplicate it. I chose a vintage-style bathtub. It's like a style a princess would use. I'll paint the bottom the same color too. In the photo, the bathtub legs are silver, but I'll make them gold to match the overall atmosphere. Beautiful bathtubs always have a wooden tray like this. So, I'll draw it the same way. Shall we place one candle on the tray? And maybe a couple of body care items. Body care products in brown bottles. I'll represent those. I'll also paint the entrance of the body care products in gold. I've already drawn the sink in grey, but it looked a bit dull, so I changed it to a yellow tone. In the same vibe, I'll express the shading of the bathtub in a yellow tone. I'll also show the thickness of the tray like this. Adding some gold details. And let's draw bubbles filling the bathtub. Bloop, bloop, bloop. The mirror looked a bit plain, so I'll add more items in front of it. A small vase of flowers and soap. And let's add some vintage patterns on top, making it a bit more extravagant than the photo. Now let's properly draw over the sketch. I'll try to keep the flower vase romantic. So I'll draw the stems first in a lavender colour. I'll add more vintage patterns on top as sketched. I drew one and duplicated it. The lilac seemed a bit dull, so I added some colour variation. I'll add more shading to the inside of the mirror. adding a bit more darkness to give it a slight perspective. I'll use a slightly darker color. After drawing the larger items, instead of leaving the remaining space empty, it's better to fill it with smaller items. So I'll draw a toothbrush holder. I'll also draw a cup in gold and try drawing a wooden toothbrush. I'll fill the remaining space with a few more cute items. And that's it for the finishing touches. This is where I'll end today's drawing. I added some cute text as a finishing touch to the completed drawing. Thank you for watching. See you next time.